Good morning to everyone. Today we discuss the subject analysis of indeterminate structure 18 CV52, that the flexibility matrix method module 4, the session 5. The course outcome is the construct the bending moment for beams and frame. This is presented by myself, Dr. Naveen GM. That first we discuss about the content of this subject. That is, first one is steps in flexibility matrix method. Second is problems. Here problems are stresses. Third one is multi choice questions. That first step is the following steps to be considered to solve the problem by flexibility matrix method. Determine the degree of static indeterminacy. First we find out the degree of static indeterminacy in a member. Then second step is choose the redundance in a member or support, whatever it may be in the stresses. Assign the coordinates to the redundant forces direction. Then remove the restraint to redundant forces and get basic determinant structure. Okay, we releasing the restraint in the redundant force and get the determinant structure. Then determine the deflections in a coordinate directions due to given loading conditions in the basic determinant structure. Then sixth step is determine the flexibility matrix, that is delta, small delta. Then seventh step is apply the compatibility conditions. Assign here, what is compatibility conditions means assign the value of delta. If your sinking of support is not given, this delta will be 0. To compute this force or redundant forces, that is flexibility matrix is inverse here, that is small delta inverse delta, that is displacement or sinking of support is given in a member. Then delta L, that is displacement due to loads. In this frame we find out this delta, that is redundant flexibility matrix, by unit load method, okay, for stresses. Then knowing the redundant forces, compute the member forces. We knowing this p value, we finally compute the member forces. Then analyze the pin joint frames shown in a figure 4 by flexibility matrix method. The numbers in parameters are area of cross sections of the members in mm square. This is the parameters, okay, number in the parameters. These are the various parameters considered here, this figure 4. Then the solution, we see this one, the released for member here, the solution of that one, the member CF we releasing here, and also the member at D, the force will be releasing here. We have chosen the redundance as a member CF, the member here, the force HD, this we are considered as a redundant force. Then you see this one, release structures with coordinates shown in the above figure. Okay, the figure in which the force in the member FC and horizontal forces at D are treated as a redundant forces. We already discussed here. You see this one, CF and also HD we consider as a redundant. The unit load method is used for calculating displacements required. That is, delta will be calculated by in unit load method. The forces in the members due to given load, that is P. That is, given load means what are the given load? This is 300 kilonewtons, 600 kilonewtons given here. Then unit force in direction 1, that is K1. You see this one, small K1, and unit force in direction 2, that is K2, are shown in the table, below table. You see this table in the below, that is K1, K2. This member, you see this one, AB, BC, CD, DE, EF, FA, BF, CE, BE, CF. These are the members present in your stress. Then L by A. What is that? For stress, we can calculate a small delta, that is deflection, is equal to AE by PL by AE. And that cases, first we discuss about that one, that is L by A, length by area. Okay, what is length here? You see this one, for example, for AB. You see this one, the stress AB. You first find out the length of AB by knowing this. This is 4, this is 4.5. Root of 4 square plus 4.5 square gives your length of AB. Okay, length of AB. Then what is the area? 6000. Okay, by this we calculate L by area. This is 1.25. Similarly for BC, that is 0.75. For CD, that is 1.25. For DE, that is 1.5. EF, that is 1.5. FA 1.5. BF 2. CE 2. BE 2.5. and CF 2.5. That is L by A for each member will be tabulated in table here. Then what is P is given here? See this one, that is AB. For member AB minus 500, BC minus 375, CD minus 625, DE that is 375, then EF 300, FA that is 300, BF that is 300, CE 500, that is BE 125. That is, this force will be calculated by two methods, that is, one is method of joint or method of section, whatever you are convenient in your previous semester or this semester. We can apply the method of joint or method of member. Okay, method of section, we can find out the member, each member. Okay, AB, what is the AB force? That is, it indicates minus, that is compression. Okay, this plus 300 gives tension. Okay, we can, like that we can calculate it by using this. Then K1, that is at the direction 1. Okay, force, that is AB is 0, that is stresses is minus 0.6, this is 0, 0. Like that we can tabulate the forces in each member by applying the unit load at K1, that is at the direction 1. We are applying the force, unit force, and find out the stresses by method of joint or method of section. Then similarly we applying the force in a K2 in the direction 2. We find out the member forces by method of joint here. that is 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 0. We are getting these forces. Okay, then P, just P minus 500 into 0 into L divided by area, that is 6000. We are getting 0. 0 is multiplied by anything, we are getting 0 here for AB. Then similarly for PK2 by L by A, that will be again K2 is 0, therefore all multiplied by 0 is 0. You see this one, K1 square, 0 square is always 0, therefore this is also 0. K1 into K2 L by A, that is also 0. Why? Because K1 K2 is 0. Here K2 square by L square, that is also 0. Okay, in that case similarly AB, this is the member AB. Like that for BC, you see this one, K1 is exist, therefore this value is P1 is, that is minus 375 into K1 is minus 0.6, minus into minus plus into L value divided by area gives your 168.75. Okay, here K2, you see this one, K2 is 0, therefore this value is 0. Similarly K2 K1 square, that is 0.6 square, that is we are getting that value, that is 0.27. But here K2 is 0, therefore 0. K2 is 0, this is 0. Okay, this is your familiar method to find out by summation of the members in each member and tabulated at the end up to the AB to the CF in a table. You see this value. Okay, in that the summation of P K1 L1 divided by A, that how much is summation means we add up of this table column, we are getting minus 1068.5. Similarly that PK2 L by A, that is, this is the summation, that is 1462.5. this is the summation of this value. Then the summation of this column we are getting, that is 8.37. okay, then the summation of this column is minus 0.9. then the summation of this value is 4.5. like that we can tabulate the summation of sigma pk1 L by A, like that up to K2 L square by L by A, we can summation of this table. Okay, this is familiar with unit load method in your previous semester or previous classes. Then coming to the how to calculate delta 1 L is equal to summation of PK1 by AE, that is, you see, observe this table, that is minus 1068.5. okay, this is the value of 1 delta 1 L. Similarly delta 2L is equal to PK2 divided by A, that is the summation of this column, that is 1462.5, that is 2 delta L. Similarly these are the forces in a members. Two unknowns we can compute it here. Okay, here. Then that is delta 11 is equal to what is the sigma p k1 square L by AE. What is that value? That is p k1 Ly, that is the value of 8.37. the summation of this value, this column, that is 8.37 divided by E. Why? Because E value is not considered here, we take and assume as 1 here normally. Then you see this delta 1 2. delta 1 2 means that is K1 K2 into L by AE, that is how much the summation of this column is minus 0.9 here. Okay, that is delta 2, 1, 2. Similarly, okay, you tabulated delta is equal to here, that is 8.37 minus 0.9, then minus 0.9 and 4.5. This is your delta. Okay, this is we called a small delta as flexibility matrix. Okay, to generate flexibility matrix means we can stop here only. Okay, further if you are asking in your exam to calculate the forces means you find out this p value. Otherwise, generate a flexibility matrix for a members or structure means we can stop at this stage. Okay, in that, what is how to calculate the forces in each member? Okay, P is equal to delta inverse, that is small delta inverse, this inverse of delta minus delta N. This is common equation to compute the forces in by flexibility matrix method. That P1, P2. Inverse of this value, that is 1 by 8.37 into 4.5 minus, you see this one 0.9 into 0.9, we are getting this value. Then we interchanging this 4.5 here, 8.37 here, and this minus sign will be neglected or interchanging. Multiply by minus 1, minus into minus plus here, minus into minus plus here. You see this one, minus is there, we can replace in plus here. 4.5, 0.9, 8.37. Then this is 0, there is no sinking here given, therefore then 1 delta L is equal to 1068.5 by EI, that is E. Here that is 2 delta L is equal to minus 1462.5 E. Therefore, we multiplying this 4.5 into 1068.5, that gives your value 94.75. This divided by this value gives 97.75. 0.9 into this value, 8.37 into this value divided by this value gives minus 306.05. This is the value of P1, P2, that forces in a member due to that redundance. Then how to calculate the final force in a member, that equal to P plus K1 P1, K2 P2. This, what is K1? That we are applying the direction 1, that unit load 1, and K2 is applying the K2 under on each member. AB equal to minus 500 plus 0 into 94.75. This is the value is coming at the member, that is P1, plus here 0 into K2 is 0 here, K1 is also 0 for member AP, that is minus 0 minus 306.05. You observe this table, that is member AP, that is 500 is coming. This multiplying this 0, we are not getting that value. AB is minus 500. Similarly, you observing table here, K2 is only, K1 is coming, K2 is 0. Okay, minus 375, that value is substitute here, that member BC. For member BC, minus 375 plus 0 into plus 0.6 into 306.05. Okay, 0.6 into 0.6, 306.05 plus 375 get minus 431.85. Like that, similarly we can find out for CD, DE, EF, FA, BF, and CFE, and BE, and CF. These are the forces, final forces we are getting on a member. That means this minus indicate the compression in member. This BC, that is minus, that is compression, here compression. This DE member is tension in member, that is 68.98. Okay, here 62.9. Here FA, that is this minus compression, tension, 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 here also tension. Okay, you see this negative sign indicate the compression member, positive sign indicate the tension in member. Okay, this is about the problem on, that is stresses, how to find out the forces in a member by flexibility matrix method. That is MCQs, that is multiple choice questions, that is in matrix method. That is first one is, if there are M, that is unknown member forces or unknown reactions compounds, and J number of joints, then the degrees of statical indeterminacy of a pin joint frame, plane frame, is given by, you see this one, M is the unknown member. You see this one, what for? Pin joint frame. We know that 2J minus R is the for plane. Here only adding M, therefore your value is C. You see this one, 2J minus R, that is plus M, that is unknown member. Okay, we can find out the M plus R minus 2J is your answer for pin joint frame frames. Then coming to the next one. Next question is, degree of kinematic indeterminacy of a pin joint plane frame is given by, you see this one, degree of indeterminacy, 2J minus R, J minus 2R, 3J minus R, 2J plus R. What is your answer for frame? You see this one, frame is, that is value is 2J minus R. Okay, 2J minus R. J is the joint, okay, number of joint. R is the external redundance. You can find out the kinematic indeterminacy of a pin joint frame. Then coming to the next, in the flexibility method of structural analysis, the basic unknowns are, you see this one, flexibility matrix ಅಲ್ಲಿ basic unknown ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, displacements, forces, displacements and forces, none of the above. You can see this one. What we find out in flexibility matrix method, we well known at the end of the session. What is that one? Forces are the unknown normally in flexibility matrix. By name itself, another name of flexibility matrix method is, what is that one means? Force. Similarly for stiffness method, what is the unknown here? That is displacement is unknown. To find out the displacement by knowing the forces, that method we call it a stiffness method. But here flexibility method is indicate forces are the unknown here. Therefore your answer is P. Then coming to the next question, the degree of static indeterminacy of a redundant joint space frame is, you see this one, space frame rigid joint, M plus R minus 2J, M plus R minus 3J, 3M plus R minus 3J, 6M plus R minus 6J. Already in discussing second question where M, R or J are have a usual meaning. What is M is equal to members, R is the redundance, J is the joints. Press your answer. We already discussed in the second question. What is that one? R minus 3J or R minus 2J. In that question itself your answer is space, that is 6M plus R minus 6J. The space, if you taken space as a member, On that joint 6 degrees of freedoms are there. Therefore your answer is 6m plus r minus 6j. Okay, therefore your answer is, that is D, where m is equal to, what is the meaning of m? That is member. Okay, how many members are there? Then R is the redundance, unknowns here are reactions, equilibrium implications. J is the joints. That usually your answer is space means 6m plus r minus 6j. Then coming to the next question and last question of this session, that is the deflection at any point of a perfect frame. You see this one, the perfect frame can be obtained by applying a unit load at the joint in, what is perfect frame means it obeys the equilibrium equation, that we call as perfect frame. That is number of members is equal to number of unknowns, that we call as normally perfect frame. In vertical direction, horizontal direction, inclined direction, that direction in which the deflection is required. Okay, perfect. That means your answer is D, the direction in which the deflection is required. Okay, this is your answer. For perfect frame, there is no vertical direction deflection, horizontal direction and inclined direction. Which direction we want to require deflection, that direction we can deflect that perfect frame. Therefore your choice is that D. And also in deflection, what is the meaning of deflection? Normally in your civil engineering we know that that is vertical or horizontal, it may be in three-dimensional. Okay, on that direction we call it as deflection. The member will be bending in horizontal, vertical or inclined, whatever it may be, that we call it as deflection. In generally for beam, that is in downward, vertically. For frame, that vertical member, that is deflection in horizontally. Okay, in that inclined direction means the stresses in the stresses or frame, if forming that inclined direction will be deflected in a inclined direction. But the perfect frame means the number of members in a frame is equal to the number of unknowns. On that cases, what is the your answer? Direction in which deflection is required. That is your value of, that is the answer, that is D value. Then references. These are the some references we refer for forming these sessions. Then thank you for listening this session. If any query, please ask free.